Nice little neat bit of twine, this thing. Anyway. A couple months ago now, Temple Cycles got in contact and said, do you fancy building one of our classic lightweight frames? And I said, yeah, they look sick. So they came over to Stayer's workshop one cold day when it was still cold and filmed me building up one of their bikes. The brief was to build up one of their frames in my style and how I like to ride. So it had flat bars, flared bars if anything, so it was super comfy, nice big chunky grips, the pedals that I like riding DMR, a mountain bike crank with a medium Atelier chainring, there was a Q's derailleur in the back, and basically just like essentially if you were a mountain biker like me and you got handed this stuff and you had to build it from your parts, I just did that. I really enjoyed the project, it was a lot of fun and it was a cool video which I'll link up here somewhere so you can go and watch it if you want to watch the build. But today we're building it up slightly different. I'm trying to step away from building bikes exactly how I like them, because essentially I've done that so many times that I know exactly how that looks and how that feels, and they're not as exciting. So I'm trying to focus more on the frame and how the frame speaks to the rest of the components. God, that sounds poetic. But essentially I'm trying to change the way I build certain bikes, at least the ones that I'm not necessarily planning to ride myself. So today we take this to Temple Cycles classic lightweight frame and build it up with some drop bars, which if anybody's seen any of my videos before is weird. Right then, here it is in its current fashion. One thing I want to take off is the crank and chainring. I want that for something else. The other thing is the gears. I quite like making a rad single speed ripper. The Hope wheels I think I might take off. Spoiler alert, I think I might leave them on there. They sound really good. Brakes, they're good, but we're going to change to drops, and then the tyres, they're also fine. The Brook saddle and seat post I'm going to put on my State EB just because I'm after a silver seat post, and I've got another seat post for that. The stem handlebar combo I do want to use for something else, so again that's all coming off to go somewhere else. If you're following along on Instagram, you've seen that these handlebars, grips and brake levers are all on something else now. The rack, I'm undecided, but I think I may have it for something else. But let's do this. Okay, now we've got it all stripped down, we can start putting parts back on. This is a single speed style crank. I don't know who makes this. I want to say it's like, I'm going to butcher this and you're all going to comment about it. Like, is it Segura? It's something, but it's a nice ratio for city riding, single speeding with the 16 I think I have on the back. We'll see. But yes, it's one of those. It's been in the shed for a minute, so I'm going to use some of this Ultimate Workshop degreaser from Juice Lubes. It's one of my favourite things they do, because it literally, you could either spray it on a cloth like this and just wipe it all down nicely, or if you've got something like a derailleur that's super clogged up with dirt, it literally blows it out. It's very good. So as this has a hub body that would take a cassette, we got to use this adapter to essentially make it single speed, and it takes a little bit of fiddling around, because with the kit comes with like spacers, so you can position the cog the right place on the hub so that it is lined with the chain, which is really good, because if you had a screw-on hub like it is, then the front end that you have to all adjust in, and this gives you a little bit more room. Options is probably a good word. Okay then, so moving up, I did mention this already, but we're switching to some drops. I've been talked into doing drops on a build. Essentially, well, I say I've been talked into it. You guys have been going on about doing drops for ages. I don't really do them. I've maybe done it a handful of times on the channel, maybe less than that. I'm not sure, but we're doing it again today. And if you're going to use drops, you're going to have to use these weird looking brake levers. I don't know a lot about these sort of things. I found these that I know they match the brakes and they work compatibility wise very well, and these are like 25 quid. I was quite impressed. Spoiler alert, I finished the brakes later and I am very impressed. This is usually the part of the video where I'm like, I've got some new stickers, check these out, they're really cool, stick them on your bike. But I don't have any new ones yet. As requested by a lot of you, I am going to reorder some of the warning stickers, and also everybody's been missing the Save All Bikes, like the shield logo one. I've seen that one. I'm going to reorder all those and some other more classic stickers that we haven't had for a while, so get ready for those. But for now, I have put together a very small amount of my very famous mystery sticker packs. When I do my inventory with my stickers, I always underestimate how many I have just in case there's issues or I need to send extras or whatever. So I often have lots left over. So over time that accumulates, and then I do these little mystery sticker packs. So on the website right now are some mystery sticker packs. There's not many at all. There's a mixture of my stickers, and then I get handed free stickers by companies all the time. So there'll be a bunch of my stickers and then a load of other random cool brand stickers and stuff. So if you're interested in stickers, head to saveallbikes.com. You won't regret it. Not gonna lie, I was slightly intimidated by doing the cabling for the brakes, so I thought let's move on to something I do know how to do. I knew how to do it well, which is chains. This is obviously single speed, so it's a single speed chain, so it's quite straightforward. The reason I'm saying this is essentially, if you're intimidated by something when you're building your bike, go and do one of the bits that you're not scared of to build your confidence, to then do the bit that you're a little bit worried about. Trademark Craig. Do you know what I also know? Seat posts and saddles. So I put a seat post in it and I put a charged spoon on it because charged spoons are sick, and I've got lots. Cabling these levers in particular was actually quite straightforward. There's a little hole there that you could just literally pull lever, stick it in there, it goes straight out, and then you just marry it up with some outer on the outside. It was really straightforward. I thought it'd be really fiddly. I've only ever done this with hydraulic drop bars in the past, and they're always a pain in the butt to kind of get round to the ports to be able to do the hoses and stuff, and it's always been a nightmare. So mechanical drop levers are kind of nice, and so much so that like it is definitely inspiring me to maybe do some sort of drop bar mountain bike type deal again, but something kind of cool with mechanical stuff and stuff. And just like that, it was all cabled up and it looked a bit like this. So now we need to do bar tape, and a very long time ago, and I'm embarrassed to say this because I've had them for ages, Grep sent me out some reusable bar tape. I have some on my friend Willow's bike that I will be doing a video on soon, and I'm going to put the other set on these. They're like this cotton, I think, reusable bar tape. So you can see that it is like a nice fabricy material. On the inside of it, it's actually got these little grippy bits, so you don't have to like have those sticky tape underneath to kind of stick it on. It grips and kind of stays on nicely on its own. The reason I bring up Willow's bike is the fact that he's had the other set on his bike for a few weeks now, and Willow is the frame tech at Stayer Cycles, so he is a fabricator and welder, so every day he comes into work, gets his hands pretty filthy with all the metal and the oils and things that are on them, and then rides his bike home. So it's the tape's cooked, it's not the same colour anymore, but he has once washed them and it looked brand new again, so I want to show you that. So that'll be on Instagram soon. Now, the rest of this section of the video is very much me just doing this to the best of my abilities. I'm not good at bar tape. I've only done it a handful of times, and every time I've come out of it gone, meh. I would say this one doesn't look too bad by the end. I got it quite neat. But yeah, don't judge me. If you've got something constructive to say, please pop it down below. Now, the last thing to do once the tape's all wrapped round is finish it off, and I'm using electrical tape. There's lots of different ways of doing it, but this is the way I'm doing it, although it sucks, so I have another idea. Now, there's a proper way to actually do this, and I'll show you that in a minute, but at this point I was just wondering what it'd look like, so I very quickly wrapped it round just to see what it would look like. I liked it. I think it looks kind of cool. It matched the kind of the brown of the bike and stuff, and yeah, I was kind of stoked. Now, kind of like bar tape, I'm not very good at this either. I've not done this many times before. I actually even googled it after doing that first one just to double check to see the best ways of doing it, and this is the best way to do it in my opinion. You basically loop the string or the twine and leave the short part, the bit you're not using to wrap round, along the top like that, so it's out of the way, and then you use the long part, this bit, now to wrap round, essentially wrapping that loop and that shorter bit onto the bar. And once you've done that long bit you've been threading around this whole time, you put through that loop. To then tighten that off, you pull that short bit that's underneath there through, and it pulls the knot, or the loop, sorry, through into the string. I pull it a bit hard here and it breaks, but actually that works out because essentially you want that loop in the middle underneath the string to kind of be nice and tight and out of the way, and then with some scissors you just cut that last little short bit, and that's how you do it. Nice little neat bit of twine, this thing. Anyway, should go look at it. I'm really stoked. I think it looks really good. I like the way it feels. It's actually way more comfortable than I expected. I'm not a flared kind of, well, they are flared handlebars, but drop bar handlebar kind of guy. I like being quite upright and comfortable, but actually you can find that positioning in drop bars as well. So it has made me think maybe I should have another go at doing some drop bars. If anybody has ever watched any Spin That videos, I used to really enjoy his rock hopper videos where he did with drop bars and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I want to have a go at that, and I never did. So maybe that's what we need to do. We need to build a kind of retro 90s mountain bike with drop bars and that kind of like retro modern gravel bike type still feel. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Now that brings us to the end of the video. Before I say that, if you don't know already, Temple Cycles are actually running a bike packing trip next weekend from their store in London to their store in Bristol. I've always wanted to ride back to Bristol. I actually grew up in Weston-super-Mare, which is just on the outskirts of Bristol, so I know Bristol really well. That's kind of where I was born there for a start, and so that was just kind of like my little home place. So I always think about riding my bike from London home, but I've just never done it. So when they suggested me coming along with them, I've felt like there was no reason for me to say no. So I am heading out with them next weekend. It's a 4-day trip, so we're going out on the Friday morning and then we'll arrive in Bristol on the Monday. I can't remember the exact numbers. I think it's something like 70 miles the first day, then there's like a 50, 20 ish sort of thing. My plan is to not only just ride with them all the way to the Bristol store, but then I will then ride the rest of the way home to Weston, which is another further 25 miles ish. I'm mainly saying that in this video right now to hold myself accountable, because I could very easily get the train 5 minutes up the road as well. So, but I'm not going to do that. We're gonna ride all the way home. That does mean then that next weekend I have a bike packing themed video. I'm going to show the bike that I'm going to be riding. I need to essentially have a bit of a shakedown before I hit this trip and ride it a little bit to make sure it kind of everything works and everything's comfortable and nothing's going to fall off and break. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. So if you're interested in that, bike packing, bike builds, all these sort of things, it's the perfect time to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, you can do it by tapping that button just there. It's absolutely free and it helps me out a bunch. And if you can't wait for the next video, you can go and hit that one there. It's a particularly good one.